Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding thermal conductivity gauges. So thermal conductivity gauges that are used for low pressure measurement or the vacuum measurement. Now different instruments that you can use for vacuum measurement. These are McLeod gauges, ionization gauges, then Knudsen gauges and thermal conductivity gauges. So today we will discuss regarding the thermal conductivity gauges. In that we will discuss regarding thermocouple gauges and Pirani gauges. Now regarding the vacuum measurement, the vacuum pressure gauges are used for measurement of pressures below that of atmosphere, and this pressure is commonly referred to as vacuum. So there are two methods for measurement of low pressure. First is direct method. The direct methods of measurement involve measurement of a displacement produced by elastic pressure transducers as a result of application of pressure. So when the pressure it is applied, so there is a displacement of elastic pressure transducers, and that displacement that can be measured to get a pressure or the value of the pressure. So examples are Burden tube, diaphragms and bellows. Now the second method, that is indirect or inferential methods. The devices used in direct methods can be conveniently used for measurement of pressures down to about 10 mm mercury. For measurement of pressures below this value, indirect methods have to be used. So indirect or inferential methods for pressure measurement are used in situations where it is possible to use a phenomenon or property which is pressure dependent. The phenomenon or the property to be used must be sensitive to changes in pressure in the range selected. So this is regarding the methods that are used for the measurement of low pressure. Now we will discuss regarding thermal conductivity gauges. So thermal conductivity gauges measure pressure by measuring the change in ability of a gas to conduct heat. The ability of a material to carry heat by conduction is called thermal conductivity. Now the principle that is used in a thermal conductivity gauges. A conducting wire gets heated when electric current flows through it. The rate at which heat is dissipated from this wire depends upon the conductivity of the surrounding media. The conductivity of the surrounding media in turn depends on the density of the surrounding media. If the density of a surrounding media is low, its conductivity also will be low, causing the wire to become hotter for a given current flow and vice versa. So in thermal conductivity gauges, a hot wire placed within an envelope will transfer thermal energy from the wire to any gas molecules that come into contact with it. That energy will be again transferred to the walls of the envelope. With continual motion of the gas molecule, a thermal equilibrium will be reached as long as the number of gas molecules remains or the pressure remains constant. If though the pressure changes, the wire is resistively heated by current from the constant power source, a new thermal equilibrium will be reached. The temperature of the wire will change to reflect the new number of gas molecules that can carry heat away from the wire. So this means that the temperature of the wire can be used as an indication of the pressure within the envelope. So in order to reduce radiation error, heat losses due to radiation must be minimized by using surfaces of low emissivity and by making the temperature of the cold surface as low as practically possible. The most commonly used types of conductivity gauges are of two types. First is thermocouple gauge and second is Pirani gauge. Now the first we will see the thermocouple gauge. So you can see the diagram of thermocouple gauge. So you can see in the diagram there is a cold surface that is called the envelope or the glass tube. Inside there is a hot surface and current it is supplied to increase the temperature of that hot surface, and there is a thermocouple that is connected to the hot surface, and that temperature, or you can say the change in temperature, you can, after conductivity of the thermal conductivity of the gases, you can check or you can measure the change in temperature by using PMMC instrument. So due to thermal conductivity, the temperature of the hot surface that will be changed, and that change in temperature that can be calibrated to show the vacuum or the value of the low pressure. So this is regarding the thermocouple gauges. So the hot surface is a thin metal strip, you can see in the diagram, whose temperature may be varied by changing the value of current passing through it. The temperature of the heated strip lies between 50 degrees Celsius to 400 degrees Celsius. The temperature of the metal strip is measured with the help of a thermocouple, which is welded to the hot surface. The thin metal strip and the thermocouple are enclosed in a glass tube, which is sealed into the vacuum system, whose pressure is to be measured. The cold surface is formed by the glass tube, which is at room temperature. Usually, the accuracy of these gauges is not high enough, which may necessitate the measurement or correction for changes in room temperature. The thermocouple provides an output voltage, which is a function of the temperature of the heated strip, which in turn is a function of the pressure of the gas, whose pressure is being measured. The output voltage of the thermocouple is measured with the help of PMMC meter, whose scale can be directly calibrated in terms of pressure being measured. Now you can see the another diagram of thermocouple gauge. So for a given gas and heating current, the temperature assumed by the hot surface depends on pressure. The temperature of surface is measured by thermocouple. Another diagram that you can see of the thermocouple gauge. So for a given gas and heating current, the temperature assumed by the hot surface depends upon pressure, and that can be measured with the help of thermocouple. So you can see there is a hot surface inside the glass tube, that is a cold surface. Then the current it is supplied to the hot surface to increase the heat, and that due to thermal conductivity there is a change in a temperature which can be measured by PMMC meter. So the advantage of the thermocouple gauges is that they are inexpensive. However, they are subject to burnout if exposed to atmospheric pressure when hot and cold currents are flowing. So this is regarding the thermocouple gauges. Now the next gauge that is used for low pressure measurement under the category of thermal conductivity gauges is Pirani gauge. So you can see the diagram of Pirani gauge. The Pirani gauge is like thermocouple gauge, is a device that measures the pressure through change in thermal conductivity of a gas which changes the temperature of a heated element. So there is a change in thermal conductivity which changes the temperature of the heated element, and that temperature that you can measure. The functions of heating and temperature measurement are combined in a single element. The resistance element is in the form of four coiled wires of a tungsten or platinum connected in parallel and supported inside a glass tube, to which gas whose temperature is to be measured is admitted. You can see there are the resistance elements that are enclosed in a glass tube, and that resistance elements that are connected to the bridge circuit, and the pressure that is admitted from the another side. The cold surface is the gas tube. The Pirani gauge is connected in one of the arms of a Wheatstone bridge for measurement of the resistance of its heater element. So you can see the bridge circuit for the Pirani gauge. Two identical Pirani tubes generally are connected in the bridge circuit. One of the tubes are evacuated to a very low pressure and then sealed off, while the other has the gas admitted to it. So in this Pirani gauges, two tubes that are used. One, it is a compensating element, and other it is used for the measurement of the vacuum. The evacuated tube acts as a compensator to reduce the effect of bridge excitation voltage changes and the temperature changes on the output reading. Now, in order to balance the bridge initially, the pressure in the measuring element or the measuring tube is made very small, and the balance potentiometer is used to set the zero. So zero adjustment it is made initially. Now the current flowing through the measuring element heats it to temperature depending upon the gas pressure. The electrical resistance of the element changes with temperature, and this resistance change causes bridge unbalance. So when there is a change in temperature, there is a change in resistance, and that change in resistance that can be measured by the Wheatstone bridge circuit. The magnitude of the output of the bridge produced on account of bridge unbalance is indicative of the change in the value of resistance of the heater element, and hence the unknown pressure. So that principle that is used in a Pirani gauges. So we can see uses the same principle as in a thermocouple gauges. So this is a working of the Pirani gauge. A constant current is passed through the filament in Pirani gauge chamber. Due to this current, the filament gets heated and assumes a resistance which is measured using the bridge circuit. Now the pressure to be measured, that is applied pressure, is connected to the Pirani gauge chamber. Due to the applied pressure, the density of the surrounding of the Pirani gauge filament changes. Due to this change in density of the surrounding of the filament, its conductivity changes, causing the temperature of the filament to change. And when the temperature of the filament changes, the resistance of the filament also changes, and that change in resistance that can be measured with the help of Wheatstone bridge circuit. So you can see at the bottom, when there is a high pressure, density will be higher, higher will be conductivity, and it will reduce the filament temperature and resulting less resistance of filament, and vice versa. Now the advantages of the Pirani gauge. So Pirani gauges are rugged, inexpensive, and usually more accurate than thermocouple gauges. It gives the good response to the pressure changes. Relation between pressure and resistance is linear for the range of use, and readings can be taken from a distance. Now limitations. Pirani gauges require calibration against some pressure standards. Pirani gauges must be checked frequently. Electric power is a must for its operation. Then the transient response of Pirani gauges is poor. applications used to measure low vacuum and ultra high vacuum pressures, used to plot graph on the basis of data obtained, and curve to convert air reading into other gases. So this is regarding the thermocouple gauges and the Pirani gauges, that is under the category of thermal conductivity gauges that are used for low pressure or vacuum measurement. Thank you.